Inside Bobcat Football is sponsored by H-E-B, Bud Light, and Central Texas Medical Center.
Down the sideline, inside the 40. They will not catch him today.
The Idaho Vandals are in town, and we've got all the highlights.
Sean hands off to Curry, explodes to the 20, to the 15, spins it up a tackle to 5, and Marcus Curry charges into the end zone for the Bobcat touchdown.
Being a cornerback is a lonely and tough position, and we're going to show you what it takes.
Plus, every game and practice is videotaped, and we're going to show you how it works. But first, here's Bill and Coach Franchoni.
Hello, Coach Fran. Here we are again in the team room inside the end zone complex at Bobcat Stadium this past Saturday. Homecoming 2012, a 38-7 victory over the Idaho Vandals. And first of all, I'd just like to talk about the crowd. The tailgate area was epic, a lot going on, a lot of excitement, and the crowd throughout the game, they were invested.
They really were. They were loud. They were very motivating for our players. It was a good, energized crowd, and we kind of played well enough to keep them energized, and they kept us that way too.
Let's talk about the offense in the first half. You go to the Idaho website, and one of the comments they make is Vandals could not stop the running game. In the game, the Bobcats end up with 337 yards on the ground. 6 different Bobcats had at least 25 yards rushing. I'm going to steal a line from Chase Harper. He talks about blocking. He said, we need to move furniture. The O-line moved some furniture on Saturday.
We controlled the line of scrimmage. We played much better up front. We matched up better, and we played better. Sean did a marvelous job reading the option plays and the veer reads, and all of the guys up front played pretty solid, and our running backs ran well. So it was a good night, and as you mentioned, if we don't have some penalties, we might have 400 yards rushing the other night. Probably do. I
like 98-yard touchdown scoring passes, but long drives have a certain beauty as well. The 2 first touchdown drives for the Bobcats, 81 and 84 yards. What does it take to pull off a long scoring drive like that? Efficiency
and third down conversions, though we were very good on first down the other night. But we were efficient. We took care of the football. We executed fairly well, kept drives going, overcame our own penalties at times. And the great thing, we took a lot of time off the clock. We kept their offense sitting on the sideline. That is by far the best defense when we have the ball and they don't, believe me. And our offense did a good job of that. I know one of the drives was 8 minutes and 30-some seconds. So when you make the other team's offense sit on the sideline that long, they get a little out of rhythm, out of sync. I've been there before, and if you have a 3 and out, now you're really behind the 8 ball because you just don't have the football. And fortunately, we did a good job of that.
All right, Coach, let's take a look at some of those first half highlights.
The Bobcats are looking for a 1-0 start to conference play as they take on the Idaho Vandals. Sean Rutherford gets the Bobcats off to a good start, hooking up with Brandon Smith for 10 yards and a first down just inside of midfield. 4 plays later, the Bobcats have the ball at the Idaho 31. Andy Erickson has been Texas State's top receiver in recent weeks, but somehow is left wide open, and Rutherford lays a pass right on target as Erickson gives the Cats an early 7-0 lead. Ensuing drive for the Vandals, Idaho quarterback Dominique Blackman, coming off his first win as a starter, was in for a tough night against the Bobcat defense as Craig Mager knocks away his pass intended for Najee Levesque. Later in the drive on 3rd and 7 from the Bobcat 38, Blackman back to throw again and goes deep for Roman Runner, but again the Vandals are denied, this time by Daryl Morris. Later in the first quarter, the Cats still leading 7-0. Idaho tries to get its running game going, but Texas State's defense was up to the task as Blake McCulloch and Xavier Daniels team up to stuff James Baker after a short gain. Now in the second quarter, the Bobcats have the ball back and are faced with 3rd and 11. Rutherford back to throw, finds his big target Chase Harper. This pickup is good for 19 yards and a first down to the Idaho 39. Texas State went deep into the playbook against Idaho and called upon a variety of players to make plays, which Tim Hawkins does here. On the option pitch, the Bobcat senior takes off for 17 yards to give the Cats the first down inside the red zone. 4 plays later, it's 4th and inches from the Idaho 9-yard line. Rutherford again with the option, but this time keeps the ball himself, and with the juke of Jayshon Jordan, Rutherford strolls in for an easy touchdown to put the Cats in front 14-0. Now the score 14-7. The Vandals are looking to tie the game late in the first half and try to get tricky, but the flea flicker is snuffed out by the Bobcat defense as Chad Moncure sacks Blackman for a loss of 9. After a failed Hail Mary attempt by the Vandals, the Bobcat lead is safe as we hit halftime from Bobcat Stadium with the score Texas State 14, Idaho 7.
What does it take to be a cornerback? We'll show you after the break.
First half highlights are brought to you by H-E-B.
Right now, inside every H-E-B, certified meat cutters are working for you. You may not see them, but you'll see their work. All that fresh, 100% pure beef with nothing added but skill and devotion. Others may have guys stocking meat trucked in from who knows where. Is that fresh? No sirree, Bob. This is what a real H-E-B meat cutter looks like at work and at play. No store does more to bring you great beef at low prices than H-E-B.
In the Western Athletic Conference, we play up. It's how we define sportsmanship. And it begins with every player, every coach, and every fan. Because everything we do rises from the foundation of our character. Playing up comes from honesty, dedication, and hard work. Play up is sportsmanship in action, in every game, every day. That's what the Western Athletic Conference is made of. Play up.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box puts all your favorites in one epic box so you can build the perfect dinner. The best part, how you fill it is up to you. For a limited time, get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks with marinara, and your choice of wings, Tuscany pasta, or 4 stuffed pizza rollers. All just $19.99. And right now, when you order the Big Dinner Box online, score a free 2-liter Pepsi. Only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great.
How do you show your Bobcat pride? Now you can show it off and keep your money here at Texas State, because whenever you buy at the University Bookstore at Texas State, that money stays here on campus. Apparel, books, gifts, and much more. Online or in the heart of Bobcat country, find it, get it, and keep it on campus. University Bookstore at Texas State, your bookstore.
Sometimes being a quarterback means being all alone out on an island against a talented receiver, and the Bobcats have seen their share this season. Are they up to the task? Let's find out.
Pineland to the middle, goes for the end zone, pass is intercepted.
Well, we definitely know, we're coming against some really talented wideouts, but, we just make it a habit to come out every day to practice, work hard, work each other hard, getting extra in the film room. Craig, myself, Coach Wash really gets us prepared throughout the week.
Get his ass on the ground, I don't care.
Everything we got to do, it's about technique. If you're able to do that, you got a chance. We require a lot from our corners, of playing a lot of man coverage. They got to be confident in what they do and understand by game planning and some of the stuff what receivers are trying to do to you in different down and distance situations.
There's a lot of keys that you look for before they snap the ball and stuff, and you can tell a lot of what the receivers gonna run by their alignment and stuff. So Coach Wash does a good job by letting us watch film and shows like what their alignment is and figuring out what kind of routes they're about to run.
You always try to talk about reading hips, being able to understand if they're coming in a route or breaking out of a route, what they're trying to do to you on that side, and then of course with size. You always get vertical routes out of those big guys, and so you talk about trying to get in on their body, trying to become the receiver and trying to play through the hands.
Receivers come out nowadays are 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", and the average DB's 5'10", 6 foot. So you really got to be great with your technique off the line. You got to make sure you get hands, throw off the timing, as well as when the ball's downfield, getting into your body so they can't really use that big frame against you.
pass is intercepted by number 2, Daryl.
When the ball's in the air, it's just you and him, and, you know, making a play, and everybody knows you made that play. It's a great feeling. So, I mean, you know, it's a lot of risk out there being by yourself, but, I mean, it's also fun, and, I mean, that's what we do out here.
Talk about perfection on every snap, every play, just giving it everything you got. And if you're able to do that, then we got a chance to be successful.
When you talk about corners, you always hear the term short memory, and I mean that's exactly true. You know, you can make a great play, you know, interception for a touchdown, first play of the game, but I mean, if you get scored on for the game-winning touchdown, nobody remembers that. So, same way, you know, if you get, you know, beat on a play, you know, you forget all about it. You can't come out there thinking like, oh man, I hope he doesn't beat me this play. You know, you got to have a confidence, because if you're thinking like that, you know, then you're already beat. So definitely just having confidence every play. Like, yeah, I mean, receivers are going to catch passes. That's the nature of the game. So, I mean, it happens. You just got to put it aside, forget that play, you know, try me again.
Bobcat Profiles is sponsored by Central Texas Medical Center.
Not all ground beef is created equal, and the difference is this guy. The certified meat cutter you'll find at every H-E-B. Grinding the best beef in Texas, fresh in the stores several times every day. Not shipping it in from, well, wherever. It's so fresh, there's a darn good chance your beef left the grinder after you left the house. A miracle? No. To these guys, it's just the daily grind. No store does more to bring you great ground beef at low prices than H-E-B.
Okay, guys, this kick is for the win. Labels out.
Here we go.
Wait, what? Our proximity to the field creates a parallel connection between the bottle and the ball.
The outward-facing label simulates a smoother contact surface for the kicker.
It's like magic, only real. Really?
Yeah.
Bud Light, for the fans who do whatever it takes.
Second half highlights are sponsored by Bud Light. The Bobcats are 2-0 this season when leading at halftime and look to keep the trend going against Idaho with a 14-7 lead to open the third quarter. On Texas State's first second-half possession, the Cats march right down the field, and Terrence Franks caps off the drive with his first rushing touchdown of the season, expanding the Bobcat lead to 21-7. Idaho's offense was in for a long game. After scoring 26 the week before in a win over New Mexico State, the Vandals found the Bobcat defense to be tougher sledding, evidenced by James Baker getting stuffed in the backfield here for a loss of 3. Meanwhile, the Bobcat running game was just fine on Saturday, racking up a season-high 337 yards on the ground, 84 for Marcus Curry. 2 plays after Curry's 14-yard run, the Bobcats decide to go back to the air as Sean Rutherford airs out a deep pass to Japhus Gaines, who makes a tremendous catch despite the tight coverage, hauling in a 34-yard reception. On that play, the Bobcats didn't need 30 yards for a first down. On this play, they did. 3rd and 30 from the Idaho 46. Rutherford dumps off the pass to Franks, and the sophomore from Angleton does the rest, eluding several would-be tacklers. Franks picks up all 30 yards and then some for a first down to the Idaho 14-yard line. An incredible play by Franks sets up a 35-yard field goal for Will Johnson, who gives the Bobcats a 24-7 lead. Special teams were big for the Bobcats all game against the Vandals. Idaho's Bobby Cowan with a 49-yard punt, and Andy Erickson, the leading punt returner in the WAC, shows why. Blazing by Vandals, Erickson rips off a 36-yard return before being brought down to the Idaho 45-yard line on the final play of the third quarter. And it didn't take long for the Cats to capitalize. 3 plays into the fourth quarter, Marcus Curry slices and spins right through the Vandal defense on his way to the end zone to extend the Bobcats' lead at 31-7. The Vandals, desperate to get back into the game, are going forward on 4th and 10 for the Bobcat 24-yard line, but Dominique Blackman throws into double coverage, and the pass is intercepted by Daryl Morris, the third of his career and the first turnover of the game. But it wouldn't be the last turnover either. New quarterback in for Idaho, Logan Bushnell, completes a pass to Jari Level, who has the ball jarred loose by Justin Awuji, and Brian Lilly comes up with a fumble. With the game in hand, the Bobcats go to their bench and insert true freshman running back Robert Lowe. A 3-star recruit from Waxahachie gives Bobcat fans a glimpse into the future as Lowe reels off a 47-yard run. On the very next play, third-string quarterback Duke DeLancelotti runs the option and has clear sailing into the end zone, becoming the 5th different Bobcat to score a touchdown against Idaho. The Bobcats' first game of the WAC goes off without a hitch as the Cats start off 1-0 in conference. Your final score from Bobcat Stadium: Texas State 38, Idaho 7.
There were the highlights from Saturday's victory, Coach. And first of all, I want to talk about the defense. With the exception of the one touchdown scoring drive in the first half, defense was exceptional. In the second half, the Vandals had the football 7 times, 4 punts, 3 turnovers. 5 of their drives netted 15 yards or fewer. Talk about the defense's performance.
Probably our best performance since Houston. You know, we gave up a few plays on some, or yards on some draws and things, but for the most part, we got off the field. We got some takeaways, which are always huge. Got a little pressure on the quarterback. We hit him a number of times. I thought our coverage for the most part was really good, and our run defense for the most part was pretty good. When you hold somebody to 300 yards in today's football, you've played pretty well.
There were some wonderful plays throughout that football game, plays to remember. There was one situation in the third quarter, 3rd down and 30. I don't know how thick the offensive playbook is for 3rd down and 30, and Sean hits Terrence Franks on a little drop-off, and Terrence and the offense, they do the rest of the work to pick up the first down. I thought a couple of fans in front of me were going to fall over the railing. They were jumping up so high. Talk about the playmakers you have on this football team. There are so many of them.
Well, there are, and you know, that was just a screen pass that we got the ball to Terrence, and we got some people out in front of him, and that was about as good a call as there was on 3rd and 30. I don't know very many good ones, and Terrence made it a good call. He made a fantastic run and got a few blocks, and he made some people miss. And when you pick up 3rd and 30, you know things are going your way pretty well. And we do have some guys that can make plays, and we got Terrence more involved in this game plan. That's good. We need him to be. Marcus Curry can make plays. Chase Harper, our receivers are doing solid. Andy Erickson had another fantastic game, and what a weapon he is in the punt return game. I mean, you talk about playmakers. Andy is he is really special in what he does, and our offense did well, but our kicking game was excellent in hidden yardage the other night.
I don't know the textbook definition of team chemistry, but it's one of those things I know it when I see it. There was a lot of celebrating going on the Bobcats sideline on Saturday. However, when David Mims got his first career interception and Duke DeLancelotti scored his first career touchdown, those were the 2 biggest celebrations I saw. What does that say about your team and how the guys care about each other?
It says a lot. You know, chemistry is hard to define. It's kind of like it. You know, what is it? But when you have it, you have it, and we have that. And one of the great things about our players is they get excited for each other's success. When another guy does something, they're fired up. We don't have any selfish kids. We don't have any self-centered players. We have guys that give to the team and care about the team. We have guys that feel accountable to their teammates and want to do well. And it's always great when your sideline erupts when a guy that hasn't gotten to play much makes a play, and they are so excited for him like they were Saturday night.
All right, Coach, again, congratulations, 38-7 over the Vandals, 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference. We're going to hit the pause button, and we'll come back in a little bit to talk about bye week.
All right.
Hey Bobcat fans, like us on Facebook and follow us at TX State Bobcats on Twitter. Keep up to date, learn new things, and win free stuff.
Innovation, exploration, creative discovery. These are the trademarks of Texas State University. As the state's newest emerging research university, we're transforming your world one mind at a time. Your world, our research. Texas State University, the rising star of Texas.
Welcome to Bud Light Fantasy Football, where every bottle is a player.
My Bud Light threw for 4 TDs.
Draft players using codes on specially marked bottles of Bud Light.
Mine won the game with a 60-yard field goal.
Manage your team at budlight.com/FFL.
My Bud Light fumbled at the 3-yard line.
My Bud Light extended my winning streak.
When Bud Light is on your roster, every game is a win.
My Bud Light made him cry.
Bud Light Fantasy Football. Start building your team today.
Coach, a few weeks ago, the Bobcats were going into bye week, and you used the word decompress. What's going to be the plan for the Bobcats having this week off before starting a really tough part of the schedule?
Well, it's much the same. Let's try to improve what we can improve. Let's emotionally, physically, and mentally rest and then get ready to play. Let's get our academics taken care of good here while we've got time to catch up if we need to, or to stay on task. And then we've got 6 tough games ahead of us. Really 3 or 4 really tough ones here in a row for the next month. So we're going to need all of that, and it's really great to have a second open date. That doesn't happen very often in a season. It means we play December 1st, but that's okay. I like this open date right here.
Preparation for Saturdays is more than just practice. It also comes down to game film. Here are the guys that captured all for the Bobcats, the Texas State video crew.
I coordinate all the video that goes on with football. I also have to deal with volleyball and basketball, but most of my responsibility lies with football. I have a student staff that helps film. We are running 4 to 5 cameras every practice. Then after that, I'll take in the video and edit it for the coaches, so as soon as they come off the practice field, they have video to watch. When we're shooting from sideline, they want to see all 22 players on the field at all times. And then an end zone shot is normally going to be between tackle to tackle, or sometimes, you got a tight end or a linebacker outside, we got to film that as well. The same procedure, when we have games, we'll either shoot 2 cameras when we're on the road or 3 cameras at home. When we're at home, we shoot 2 end zone shots so the coaches can see both the front and the back of each play, but also they also have a sideline shot. In the WAC, all the video coordinators share with everybody else. It's league rules, so we have access to all their film, they have access to all our film. And that's normally what I do on Sundays, is I'm breaking down our next opponent's film for the coaches, so we're ready to get ready for them the next week. And when I was a student here, we shot everything on tape, and then we'd just go in there and dub it to VHS. Just we'd have a daisy chain of a bunch of tapes, and a bunch of decks, and we give out 10 copies, but now everything's digital. We're using Panasonic P2 cards, and we can normally get film in. If we have an hour worth of film, we normally get that into the system within 15 minutes, and I'm editing within 20. And that's, several hours worth of film, for a game or whatever.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box puts all your favorites in one epic box so you can build the perfect dinner. The best part, how you fill it is up to you. For a limited time, get 2 medium 1-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks with marinara, and your choice of wings, Tuscany pasta, or 4 stuffed pizza rollers. All just $19.99. And right now, when you order the Big Dinner Box online, score a free 2-liter Pepsi. Only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great.
How do you show your Bobcat pride? Now you can show it off and keep your money here at Texas State, because whenever you buy at the University Bookstore at Texas State, that money stays here on campus. Apparel, books, gifts, and much more. Online or in the heart of Bobcat country, find it, get it, and keep it on campus. University Bookstore at Texas State, your bookstore.
Here we are with Brant Freeman, straight from the radio booth. Brant, you and I had a great view of the Bobcats' win against Idaho on Saturday, and one of the comments that we made in the post-game show, the fact the Bobcats played a full football game, full 4 quarters.
Certainly, Bill, something we brought up on this show the past couple of weeks with losses at Nevada and at New Mexico is the fact that the Bobcats played well enough in the first half to win, but not good enough in the second. Against the Vandals, outscored Idaho 24-0 in the second half. And think about the defense for the Bobcats now. In the last 6 quarters of football, just 14 points given up. A phenomenal play in the third and fourth quarters from Texas State this past Saturday. One of the questions going into Saturday's game, where was the Bobcats' run game? And, of course, had the conversation with Coach Fran, 337 yards rushing as a team. And maybe one of the biggest surprises for me, the Bobcats didn't have a 100-yard rusher, didn't have a guy who had a 200-yard rushing night. Spread the wealth, a bunch of guys producing in the run game. They did. 5 touchdowns were scored against the Vandals by 5 different individuals, 4 of those coming on the ground. And what was really impressive with all these numbers, the fact the offensive line so banged up going into the game and even throughout the game, you see other linemen cycling in and out. So, with a patchwork offensive line to pile up over 330 yards of offense on the ground, pretty impressive. And you and I have said a number of times, if you win the battle on the line of scrimmage, you're likely going to win the football game. The Bobcat defensive line did a nice job of making Blackman uncomfortable. Idaho themselves had trouble finding the running lanes, and it really disrupts the opposing passing game if the quarterback can't set his feet, can't go through his progressions, can't step up into the pocket to deliver the football. Yeah, defense was equally impressive on Saturday, and now here we are, Bill, halfway point of the season. The Bobcats are 3-3, and you look at the history of first-year FBS programs, you'll find some 0-12s, 1-11s. You're not going to find really much more than 2 or 3 win seasons. You really have to like where the Bobcats are at this point of the season. Especially considering who the Bobcats have played. The University of Houston, the Bobcats, the big opening night win. Houston has been winning games as of late. Nevada, they continue to win football games as well. And really, everybody the Bobcats have played up to this point, with the exception of Idaho, most likely, these are football teams that are winning games. And you can't say the Bobcats have had an easy schedule. And as you look at the horizon, certainly the Bobcats have really a murderer's row of games coming up, especially when you factor in the travel, the long trips to San Jose, long trip to Logan, long trip to Annapolis, Maryland. The Bobcats are going to put in the frequent flyer miles. And first up is San Jose State. The Bobcats, after the bye week, will travel there 2 Saturdays from now. And the Spartans, so far, they're 5-2 on the season. They got a conference game coming up this Saturday against UTSA. It's a team with some impressive wins so far in the season. Well, look at their resume. Just look at their losses. A 3-point loss to Stanford. That's nothing to sneeze about. And, of course, they lost to Utah State in the conference opener this past weekend, and we know how good Utah State is. San Jose State, great quarterback. David Fales, he's in that conversation with Chucky Keaton, Colby Cameron, and Sean Rutherford. There are some good quarterbacks in this league, and Fales is one of them. Also a 12-0 win for the Spartans early this year over Navy. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's show. For Inside Bobcat Football, I'm Brant Freeman, reminding you that united we fan. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Inside Bobcat Football is sponsored by HEB, Bud Light, and Central Texas Medical Center.